Your current reality is a mirror reflecting back the beliefs, thoughts, and actions you had yesterday. If that excites you, then keep going. If you're not happy with your current reality, this video is what you need to show you why that's happening and what you need to do about it to change what's coming in the future. My name is Kerry. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about all things mindset, motivation, and manifesting, and how to apply those in your life to level up to become the best version of you right across the board. And that's a journey that I'm on as well. So I'm grateful for you joining me today as we share a little insight to this concept, which actually is the screensaver on the front of my phone. It's the actions you take today will create the results you get tomorrow. And truer words could not have been spoken. So before we get into this video, I just want to say that you joining today is a sign that the blessings that you're hoping for and praying for are definitely on their way to you. So get ready to receive them. Robert Kiyosaki quote for you as we start today. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. How many times do we have that? I'm going to start tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get back to that. Man, I mean, how many times do I ask my kids, hey, pick your dirty laundry up off the floor. Oh, you're going to put your dishes away. Yeah, I'll get to it right away. I'll do it before I go to bed. I'll do it. And then it's still sitting there tomorrow, right? I mean, it's about getting done what we need to do right now. And especially like Mel Robbins has a 5-second rule where it's like, if it's going to, that motivation to get going, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you do it. There's all kinds of little tips and things in there. If it's going to take you less than 2 minutes to complete a task, do it right now. Don't wait till later because it's just going to sit on the back of your head and wait for it. It's going to bother you. It's always going to be sitting back there. So just do it right now. So all of those different things. So this whole thing today is about taking action and getting going and realizing that those actions you take today, all right, you'll see the results tomorrow as you keep moving forward with it. So that's what this is about. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of things here to help you out with that because obviously as we take action today, if we are not intentional with those actions, they can work for us and against us, right? So if there's things that we're doing that aren't supporting our goals and dreams, that it's going to actually move us further away from those. And now this stands true in relationships, in finances, in health and fitness, absolutely everything. And let's talk about even health and fitness, right? Like if you're in great shape and you feel great and you eat a box of donuts one day, you're not going to gain 25 pounds the next day. But if you eat donuts and pizza every day over a long period of time and don't stop training, eventually your pants aren't going to fit. And just like we flip that the other way around. If you're not in shape and you want to get into shape, one workout is not going to help you out. Well, it will help you out, but one workout isn't going to change your complete physical appearance. But continued workouts over and over and over definitely will. I talked about this. You can go back to the last video on the channel was about consistency and how it's key to your success. So, all right. So if you're not willing to take ownership that your thoughts, beliefs, and actions created where you are right now in your life today, then this video is not for you, right? You can sit back in that blame game and say, oh, this person did this to me, that person did that to me, this happened to me, I'm born on the wrong side of the tracks, I'm not lucky like that, this doesn't happen to people like me. Well, this video is not for you. Or maybe it is for you. Maybe it's the shift you need to switch out of that victim mindset. But I'm telling you, if you keep saying things like that, you will keep creating the reality of lack and not having what you want. So again, your current reality is a reflection of your thoughts, beliefs, and actions yesterday. So I'm going to teach you or going to share a few things in this video, what you can do to switch those thoughts, beliefs, and actions to move forward to actually create the reality you want. Okay. That's what we're doing today. So let's get into it and we're going to zip through. I'm going to hammer through some points here and I'd love to hear ones that really stand out to you, that resonate with you. You can say in the comments below, you can thumbs up, hey, I like that one. Or if you've got an example that you want to share, by all means, I reply to every single comment that we have. And I appreciate you hanging out today. So No, we got to take ownership. We talked about that. You got to take ownership now. And acknowledge that if what you've created today is not something you're happy with, the fact that you can own that you created it gives you that hope and possibility that you can change what you're creating in the future. That's the benefit of ownership, as opposed to that blame game that I talked about earlier, where they did this to me, because that leaves you helpless, powerless. It leaves you a victim and waiting for somebody to come save your ass. And that ain't happening. So taking ownership, right, is the big thing. Now we need to understand the cause and effect. Okay, that every action you take today has consequences tomorrow, and it ripples into your future, right? And that can be a positive thing or a negative thing, right? It works both ways. Just like I gave you the kind of the fitness example, as well as with finances, right? If you spend money one day on something that's a little bit frivolous, well, it's not going to probably be that devastating, depending on the amount of the purchase, I guess. But if you continually are just careless with money and not saving and stuff like that, you're going to end up in a place that you don't want to be. And on the other side of that, if you are very attentive to what you're doing with your money, and you invest and saving and you budget, things like that, you're going to be very happy with where you end up. So that's what it's all about, right? Is that cause and effect, that every action you take today has an effect tomorrow. And so being very intentional with that is what this is all about. So let's reflect on your past actions, right? Taking a look at where you're at today. So what did you do yesterday, right? What choices did you make yesterday? How did those choices impact where you are today and what's happening in your life today? And now everything in this video is short term when I say today, and it can also be what choices did you make a year ago? What choices did you make 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Those all play a role in what we're talking about today. And you can go on the other side of that. How is that going to affect you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, down the road? So that's where it is, right? So reflect on your past actions, see where the patterns are in what they're creating in your life right now, and then just kind of take a look at it. And is that what you want to continue with or not? If it's not, then we need to make some changes. If it is, congratulations. At least you know what you're doing that's contributing to your success. Okay. When we look back, we got to realize our mistakes, right? When we make mistakes, use them as valuable lessons and for making better choices moving forward, right? As opposed to being resentful or regretting them and ashamed and not wanting anyone to know. I mean, no, man, like share that. Let people know. Yeah, you know what? That wasn't the best decision I ever made. And I've got a ton of stories I can share. You go back through the videos on this channel. I made a lot of bad decisions, choices, everything else. But the whole key is that when you use those as lessons to become better and grow, then they again, those lessons, you can apply them and to not repeat the same mistakes over and over. All right. Next thing I want to make sure you're doing is get absolute clarity with what you want in the future, right? And I'm talking absolute, not just saying I want more money. If you want more money, you find a quarter on the ground tomorrow, the universe has answered you, right? Specifically, how much money do you want to make per month, right? If you want a relationship, what do you want that relationship to be like? Because people say, I want to be in a relationship, and then they get in a relationship and it's absolutely terrible. They end up with people that mistreat them, they lie, they cheat, they abuse, like all kinds of crazy stuff. So make sure you're very clear on what kind of relationship you want. When you say, I want to be in better shape, well, okay, you can be in better shape, but then there could be other things that happen as a result of that. So what do you want? Energy? Do you want to look a certain way? Do you want to feel a certain way? Like, what is that? Be very clear, right? Set clear intentions for the goals that you want, the goals, dreams, and desires that you have. And then make sure that your habits and your the actions that you create in your life are contributing towards those goals. Okay. Now, and when we talk about those actions, this is where I want to say that you must take inspired, deliberate, and consistent action towards those goals, starting now, not later, now, right? It's so important, right? Because that action you take right now, the smallest thing, even if you're watching this at 11:15 at night, or it's on a Friday and you're like, I'm going to start Monday. Don't wait. Start now. And you will you will start those ripples in motion that create the giant waves of change that you want in the future. Start now. Okay. But make sure it's that inspired action, like we said, that inspired, deliberate, consistent is key. So create positive habits and routines that align with your goals, right? We talk about that inspired action and that deliberate, consistent action, and this is where I talk about those habits. What can you change today that is going to help you tomorrow in your routine? Is it parking a little further from the door if your goals are fitness? Is it being a little more compassionate and understanding in a relationship? That maybe it's doing something with your finances, maybe saving, maybe starting a side hustle, whatever that is. What can you do? What's a positive habit that you can have right now, right? And then do it, right? Adapting and evolving along the way is definitely also something that I want to mention. You got to be flexible, right? There's going to be challenges, there's going to be speed bumps in the road and everything else, but when you're adaptable and you can kind of make changes and navigate along the way, and also it's important to revisit your plan, right? If you have a certain amount of money that you said you wanted to make, and you've made that, maybe your goals and dream change, maybe that's more, maybe it's less, like whatever it is, but being able to kind of revisit that plan and be adaptable and evolve as you grow, that's super important. So good. And then the big kicker on this, all of this, as we wrap up today, is yes, your current reality is a reflection of who you were yesterday. And so who you can be tomorrow depends on what you believe is possible for you today. And I've got videos about this on this channel, but I'm telling you right now, you were born with zero beliefs. Everything that you believe is because you've learned it, someone's taught it to you, or you've experienced something that has given you that validation or the reasons that you have why to believe it. So if you have a belief that's not serving you, right, that is not supporting you and inspiring you and motivating you to go after everything that you want and dream and desire, you're choosing to believe that belief. So if you want to, and I know that's a little bit to wrap your head around sometimes. It took me a while to get my head around it. But if you want some support with that, you can definitely reach out to me. My website's kerrykish.com. All of my socials are at kerrykish coaching. I do have one-on-one spots. I've got groups, all kinds of stuff available. So, but that's the key. You must believe it's possible for you. And why should you believe that? Because it is. It's your dream. It's your goal. And I want you to win. That's what this is all about. So thank you for joining today. And I appreciate you being a part of my journey to grow to become the best version of myself every single day. And I would like to support and inspire you to do exactly the same. So if that interests you, you can watch some of these videos that are popping up on the screen right now, because they will have something to do as well with mindset, motivation, and manifesting, and how to use those to become the best version of you in your life right across the board. Like the videos, subscribe to the channel, put a new video out every week, and I would love to see you back. Comment and let me know what you think, right, as we move forward. So as always, I am grateful for every moment we share together. Thank you for joining and supporting me in this journey. And as always, sending peace, love, and positive vibes your way.